Hey guys, how's it going? It's Daniels here. Welcome to episode number 31 of this NHL 22 Minnesota Wild franchise mode in the state of hockey here on my channel. If you guys have missed any episodes up to this point, head up into that top corner. And if you do enjoy this one, make sure to go down below and show your support by dropping a like, subscribing, and hitting notifications. And of course, leave comments to possibly get featured and see if I interact with you. So, today we are getting into the 2030/31 regular season. This team's won 3 cups, and then we lost in round 3 last year of the playoffs. It was a bit of a rough go, but at the same time, we've still got an amazing team on our hands here. There's really no doubt in my mind about how good these guys really are. As you can see, the 3 cups in a row there. We've had quite a few award winners over the past few years. We've got amazing players on this team. We've had guys like Bulin come into the team and make an impact immediately. We've got good players on this team, and there's no doubt in my mind that this team is going to stay competitive for the next 5 to 10 seasons, but at the same time, we are now, I want to say, we're going into our 10th season of this franchise mode. We've won 3 cups, we've only missed the playoffs once, and we've also been eliminated once in the conference finals, so this team's got a ton of potential. Looking at the actual draft class here, and it's kind of interesting because Jesper isn't actually an elite player, and he's supposed to go in the top 5. So, looking at the rest of these guys here, and there are definitely some good players throughout this this group and this kind of top end of the draft. The guy that might be most interesting to go after here could be Brian McLean, two-way defenseman who potentially has wheels, but really just looks like a very well-rounded defenseman here on the Rockets. Again, Rockets defensemen really do turn out to be quite amazing usually, especially the more top-end kind of ones. And apart from that, looking through at the rest of this draft, it's probably too early to tell, but Peltola could be good. Maybe Ponikarovsky too. We don't really know yet. But there's lots of scouting still to be done before we really determine who the best players in this draft actually are. So, with that in mind, we're going to get into a season sim here. I don't think I'm going to show it too in detail. I think I am starting to move away from highlighting season simulations month by month, and more so just going to start to kind of condense this series, get to the results, show you guys what's up, and then go into the playoffs from there. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to go half season sim, check in, do the rest of the season, wrap up the season, and then maybe get into the playoffs from there. I do think that's just a better format, especially getting into this depth and length of the series. So I'll be back with you guys at the halfway mark. We'll see how things are looking, and we'll go from there. And just one more thing I forgot to show you guys here before we actually start this season is how good the team looks. So we're running with 100 offense, 99 defense, and 80 goaltending. So nothing crazy, but still a very solid team. And guys, one other issue that this team is definitely facing right now is the fact that we have to pay some extensions here by the end of the season. And there are some big name extensions here, like Magnus Oduya wants $11.5 million. We just simply can't afford to pay him and everybody else. Emmanuel Lecavalier is another great player, but he's not worth $7.8 million. He would be worth a offer sheet probably. Along with that, Christian Rankel, probably the same kind of deal as far as $5 million is a lot of money for a third pairing defenseman. Lapierre would make sense to pay out of anybody. But yeah, I think the 2 names that we really are necessary to bring back are Lapierre and Oduya. Apart from that, Krajicek, Lecavalier, yes, those guys hold a lot of depth in this team. They hold great depth positions, but at the same time, if they're going to ask for that much money, we can't afford them. So that's our current situation that we're kind of dealing with, that I'm trying to resolve, trying to figure out. We might be able to get goaltending for pretty cheap, though, which is nice. So we could renew our goalies for not too expensive a price. And, let's get into the season sim now, and we'll see how it goes. I'll highlight extensions if we do them, and just see how the team performs this year. Alright guys, so at the halfway point in the season, we're sitting with a 27-9-5 record. We are 2 games back off the Avalanche, but they've played 2 more games than us. And apart from that, we sit tied for second place in the league, so it's a really good first half of the season here. Jagger Foligno's on a tear, 55 points in just 41 games, so he's on pace for 110 points this season. It's nothing crazy for him, but it's still a really good season. 53 for Michkov in just 36 games is also absurd. He's been playing amazing. So, yeah, that's what we're looking at. Matvei, Boldy, and Marco Rossi both over a point per game, and Gaspard Lapierre just underneath that pace. So, really good season from lots of guys here. Oduya's got 34 points as well, so he is definitely going to be worth extending. Apart from that, the Cavalier's, 20 points in 41 games isn't crazy by any means. Eriksson's a little lower than I would expect, and same with Rankel. So, yeah, there's definitely some guys we're going to have to qualify there instead and hopefully get some compensation or trade pieces for. But overall, the team's doing pretty good still. I think it is worth signing guys like Lapierre and Oduya up to extensions. They're on really cheap deals right now, which is gorgeous, but not going to be suitable long term. So, apart from that, looking down in the system here with our team, and, we still have guys like Chen and Cote and, Sheldon Taylor. Like, there are pieces coming up the system that we can definitely implement into our roster that wouldn't hurt if we lost other pieces. So, that's kind of just how I'm feeling about our whole team right now, is that we have the depth in the system that we don't necessarily need to extend everybody. So, that would be nice. Apart from that, a guy like Kvasha is a bit underrated for potentially making the team too. An offensive defenseman who actually is a pretty decent system fit. We'll keep an eye on him too. So, yeah, at the moment, I think we're just going to extend Magnus Oduya. We're not going to offer him the full contract that he's requesting. $11.95 million is just an absurd amount, but it is for 8 years, so it would go until he's 33, which the way he's playing and the offensive output that he's putting up is totally worth it. So 85% of $11.95 million would be a $10.15 million contract. So that would be the biggest one on this team, which I don't entirely agree with. It'd be we'd have to go 10.175. So I don't entirely agree with paying him that much, but he's playing amazingly well. So we will try to extend him. Apart from that, maybe Krajicek is the only other guy worth extending here, just as a really solid depth piece. And at 85% of 3.075, we're looking at a $2.61 million contract, roughly. So we'll go 2.625. I think he is worth every penny of that as well. He's been a really good penalty killer and such for us. So that's all we're going to do here at the halfway mark. The team's playing well. I expect them to finish in the top 3 in the league. And I don't know how Colorado's playing so well, but they are. They are, I don't understand this. Like, how is this team currently sitting first in the league? Seriously? I guess they've got a pretty good defense. That's actually fair. Dmitry Morozov is Minnesota drafted. Go figure. But, interesting group. So, I think our team's just as good, if not better. And let's see if that is actually the case through the next half of the season as we, kind of conclude this 2031/32 season. Or 30/31, I guess, yeah. Alright guys, so for the 5th time in the last 6 years, the Minnesota Wild finished first place in the league, winning another President's Trophy, and just beating out the Pittsburgh Penguins, who had a pretty solid 55-win record as well. 55 wins was the best in the league, tied between us and Pittsburgh, and Michkov finishes with just 104 points throughout he didn't even play 82, he played 77 games. And then we have a lot of very well spread out scoring. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys who are 70 points or over. That's a crazy season. And Gaspard Lapierre scores 54 goals. Oh my goodness. He's a legit goal scorer. This is a guy that we have to hold on to at this point because he's just so good. So, wow. For a 3rd round pick, I did not expect him to be leading our team in goals at any point. But Matvei Michkov, 47 goals, 57 assists for 104 points. It doesn't seem like a lot, but that's still a crazy high number of goals and assists, but from any player. So I know it's not quite at the level that we've seen him and, you know, guys like Foligno produce at before, but it's still a really good year. 29 and 26 split between Wallstedt and Bjorklund, both guys. You know, either of them could be starting for us. They both had really good seasons. Wallstedt got a couple more shutouts, so maybe that's the difference, but overall, you know, I'm sure there's going to be another goalie that got more than 29 wins. Yeah, like Rafalski's playing the majority of the games there. So yeah, not really surprising by any means, but there's not a lot of like really elite goalies, like I said, in this franchise mode. So it's an interesting balance, but we'll take it. And we've got some good goalies in that. So as far as rookies go, JC Strome for Boston is going to score 60 points. He was not a top-end pick by any means, 36th overall. The number one there, Kalle Gilson, only puts up 56 points, but he does score 35 goals, which is still high for a rookie. 108 points is going to win the scoring title this year. 35-year-old Braden Point. All right. Austin Matthews scores 106 for the Canadiens, and McDavid scores 106 for Edmonton. Kent Johnson's playing insane. And apart from that, Heikkinen had a really good year. Lots of guys had really good years. And the most goals in the league is Reginald Mures with 74 goals. That's insane. Gaspard Lapierre finishes top 5 behind quite a few other pretty legitimate snipers and playmakers. So yeah, not really surprising there by any means, but that's how the league goes this year. Most assists is going to go to Braden Point. Marco Rossi finishes 3rd in that category. I'm sure if he had been playing on our top line, it might have been a different story, but at 29 years old, we know Marco Rossi is one of the best assist men in the league. And yeah, 686 assists kind of says it all there. So, wow, really good season overall from most of our team. We see lots of different numbers appear in good spots with our team, and yeah, Michkov was just all around amazing yet again at 26 years old. So that's how our team's looking. That's what we're going into this offseason with, and we should be taking on, I want to say Chicago, but it might end up being LA, and let's see who we're playing. And it is indeed going to be the LA Kings in the first round, so that gets swapped, and then Chicago will play Calgary. So, looking at this Chicago lineup, and Chicago's a good team. Or sorry, not Chicago, LA. We should have been playing Chicago, but ooh, this is a really nice LA team. They've got some really good players here. So yeah, Sekera with Byfield and Kachuk is a beast of a line. Zubov, Lindholm, and Seider is a really good line as well. Turcotte's on their 3rd line for some reason. Don't ask me why. They've got Brandstrom, they've got Jackson Donald, they've got a decent team here. I cannot say anything bad about this team. Oh, and they're missing Brant Clark. Okay, so yeah, that might hurt them a little bit, but overall, wow, like what a team here. I guess, yeah, Rem Pitlick's playing defense, so that doesn't really make sense. But this LA team is looking pretty legit here. I mean, they're no Minnesota, but let's be honest here, this Minnesota Wild team kind of underperformed in comparison to what I was expecting. So, yeah, maybe we try running a line like this. Put Matthew Boldy at center. I know he's only got 71 faceoffs, but to be honest, Jagger Foligno probably could use a little bit more freedom on his defensive play, despite being amazing at defense. I personally think Rossi's a little bit better. So, we have an injury at the moment still. Frederick Fistrick is out with that. I believe it was a sore knee. I might be wrong on that. But we're going to put Jesper Wallstedt in net to start with. And we'll see if we need to make any subs or things like that, because really, this team is in great shape still. Alright, so heading into round 1 of the playoffs here, and we win game 1 5-3. I didn't show you guys, but Iowa went 52-15-15, so a really decent record there. And they've got a good team. Like, we've got a good team down there in the system, too. So, game 2, We win 6-2 against LA. Matvei Michkov is just playing amazing. We lose Mark Paris to bruised ribs, so that kind of sucks. Game number 3 here. We win 4-3 in OT, and we might be able to pull off a sweep here if we keep going this way. So, game number 4 against the LA Kings. Let's simulate it, see how the team does. And first period down 2-1. Not a great start there, to be honest. Sekera is kind of taking it to us. Second period 5-1 LA. Oh my goodness. All right, so the Kings bounce back, beat us 6-3 in game number 4. And they're not done quite yet. So, in the system, it's 2-1. We got to get this final win here for Iowa, but we'll see what happens here. And Andy Johnson is out. Or no, he's healthy, but then we lose Kyle Moran. Holy injuries. Like, there's been a lot of injuries throughout here. So, let's get into game number 5 here. Again, I swear, if we lose another sim game, I'm going to be a little upset, but first period, 2-2 game. Come on, boys. It's LA. They're not that good. They're out shooting us 12-5, though. All right. Second period, 3-3 game. Come on, boys. Let's get a win here. All right, 4-3. Hunter Sider just doing what Hunter Sider does. He led the league. He was up there in the league scoring. Come on, boys. Get a goal. You're Minnesota. Come on. There we go. Okay. Guy Bonnet puts a puck in the net. And final couple minutes, power play LA. Of course it goes in, because why wouldn't it? And we lose that one. So this series now goes to 6 when it should have been a sweep. So, all right, that's not impressive in the slightest, but Frederick Fistrick is back, and hopefully that will help with the punishing play that he provides. So, yeah, we just essentially need him to beat the crap out of the other team. So, yeah, I'm not exactly impressed with how this second round has gone here, this first round has gone here, but I wonder, has Wallstedt actually been in net for all of this? Because if he hasn't, that probably wouldn't be helping. Well, no, he has, but he just has not been very good. So, we're going to flip Rossi back to the second line, go with what worked all year pretty much, and hopefully we'll see some results here. All right. So, game number 6. We're not playing the game. I don't know why I hit play game. If we go to 7, then yeah, sure, maybe we'll play. But this LA team is putting up way more of a fight than I was expecting. So, first period, oh my god, of game 6, we're down 2-0. Second period, still 2-0, and we very well might be going to 7 now with this LA team. Seriously? Nothing. 32 shots, no goals. What is this LA team? Seriously. I'm speechless. We just lost 3 games in a row to the LA Kings after beating them 3 games in a row. I don't know what to say right now, but we will be playing Game 7. That is a certainty here. So, fortunately, Iowa made it through. Hannu Kurvinen, 5 points in 4 games. But what is going on here? All right, first period, 1-0 Minnesota. Michkov gets the opener. We heavily outshoot them. Second period, 4-0. That's how it should be. Matvei Michkov hat trick. Thank God. Okay, odds that they blow it. I wouldn't even be surprised if Minnesota blows it here. There's one shorthanded goal. Michkov gets his 4th of the game. Okay, never mind. Matvei Michkov showed up to play tonight. So, power play for Minnesota doesn't go through. All right. Another power play for LA. It does convert. 5-2 game, but too little too late here for the Kings as they put up one hell of a series. Not exactly what I was expecting as the President's Trophy winners, but LA shows up and puts up a really good performance despite losing in Game 7, and, you know, our stars do what they do, but that first line gets first, second, and third star of the game. So, we lose Bryant Sexton to a strained hamstring. That's not great, but looks like Chicago put up quite a fight too. We will be taking on, I believe, Colorado in round 2, Anaheim and Calgary move on, and then we've got Tampa, Pittsburgh, Washington, and either Montreal or Boston here coming up. So, it is going to be Montreal Canadiens moving on. All right. 12 points in 7 games for Michkov. He's gotten 9 goals. That's insane. He scored 4 of those in the most recent game. And I just want to make sure that we've got the right guy in here. Sundin is not a great fit. Maybe we go like that instead. Yeah, that's a little bit better at least. Yeah, okay. That should work. Alright, so we'll take on the Avalanche in round 2 of the playoffs here, and win or lose, this will pretty much be where we wrap up the episode. But yeah, this Colorado team finished with a great record, 52, 20, and 10. That's insane. It's 110 points, so they're a good team. They're nothing crazy, but they've got a really deep third line for some reason. Dominic Bach also looks like a really good player. And then their defense is really the reason why they're such a good team, more so than their goaltending or anything else, but we'll see whose offense is better, because honestly, I think ours is quite a bit better. So, anyways, let's get into this. Round 2 of the playoffs. How's Iowa doing? They are down 2-0 to Texas. All right, well, Texas is a pretty good team too, but all right. First game of round 2. We lose 3-2. Great start, boys. Not at all. Game 2, we win 3-1. All right, tie series. We split home ice advantage. It's not spectacular, but that's how it goes sometimes. So, we get Mark Paris back in there in the minors. That should help. Mario Coates looking amazing. He's really started to develop nicely. And apart from that, yeah, okay, the team's in good shape. They should be doing better. And, yeah, yikes, okay. All right, game number 3. 1-1 series heading into this one. And we get Bryant Sexton back. That should help. All right, so let's shuffle this lineup back around a bit. Get Sexton back in here. That looks way better. And we win 4-2. Matvei Michkov, goal per game, 14 points in 10 games. All right, that is the place we want to be. Game number 4, we could go up 3-1. And we do. We win 4-1. Matvei Michkov gets an assist in that game, and that's exactly what we needed. So, AHL playoffs are done. We do beat Texas somehow. I don't know how. We must have won 4 in a row there. Or 3 in a row or something like that. Yeah, we had 2 OT losses and then won the next 4 in a row. So, yeah, I mean, that's a close series regardless. Kavasha's over a point per game, so that's good to see. But we could eliminate the Avalanche right here, which would be nice because really I don't think the Avalanche are as good a team as they kind of showed this year. So, first period, 3-2 game, goals all over the place. We get our markers from Habibu and Boldy and Rossi. Dunham and Mittelstadt get goals for Colorado. Second period, 4-3 game, Foligno and yet again Casey Mittelstadt. We're out shooting them almost 2-1 on shots, though, so heading into the third, I do expect us to get another goal or 2 here. And nothing in the first 6 or 7 minutes or so here, and at the halfway point, a couple Colorado power plays don't convert. It's still a 4-3 game. This is too close for my liking, but at the same time, we are going to move on. Marco Rossi gets the empty netter, makes it a 5-3 final, but yeah, we outshot him by 19 shots and really didn't seem to really get rewarded for it. So 3 assists for Lapierre is pretty impressive too, but we win that series in just 5 games. So that one was much easier than the LA series for one reason or another. I couldn't tell you what those reasons are though. Alright, so that looks like a pretty good spot to conclude this. We'll figure out if we're playing Calgary or Anaheim in the next round, and Montreal's through. Washington looks like they're going to go through, and we guaranteed are playing Ontario in the AHL finals here, so that's good to see. But that's going to be it for this one. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to go down below, show your support by dropping a like, subscribing, and hitting notifications, and of course make sure to leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments below, and I'll try to get back to you. And that is it for this one. This is Etanio signing out, and until next time.